Hey everyone, thanks for stopping by the movie Hangout, and let's talk about how the average American male is too big to ride the Super Mario ride. I don't think this is coming at anyone as a big surprise. Let's face it, people in America are a little bit, how do you put it? We're a little bit larger than other people around the world. And so this is posing a huge problem for Universal Studios Hollywood because they just built this amazing theme park. It's the Super Mario World theme park. They've already rolled it out in Japan, but it's going a little bit better in Japan because the people there are a little bit smaller when it comes to the midsection. Not a big surprise once again there. But I'm going to jump into what is happening and the huge headache that Universal Studios has right now. Before I do, you go on over, hit the subscribe button, click the notification bell, comment and like this video. This is going to be a real doozy. It's just ridiculous. It's crazy. Okay, so I'm over here at Gizmodo. It says the average American male is too large to ride the Super Nintendo World's Mario Kart ride. So if it's not even bad, if it's not bad enough, you can't get on a ride. It's like the best ride, the Super Mario Kart ride. I mean, growing up as a kid in the 90s, I dreamed of like going into the video game, throwing, the red shells, the green shells, throwing the banana peel behind me to trip somebody up, like just amazing. I was like, is there a way that this could ever be real in some capacity? And here we are. And look, there are people now that grew up playing the video game and then they're not even going to be able to ride the ride now. It's crazy. So height limitations have always been a challenge for some amusement park guests, as safety features on thrill rides aren't designed to accommodate every rider. That's true. A lot of rides, if you're over like 6'4", you're too tall to be able to ride. But height for this ride isn't necessarily the issue. But Mario fans flocking to Universal Studios Hollywood this month for the opening of Super Nintendo World may find themselves unable to enjoy the park's most exciting attraction, this time because of their waistline. According to a recent report in the Wall Street Journal, Universal Studios Hollywood has warned that some guests might not be allowed to ride Mario Kart Bowser's Challenge, which allows guests to climb aboard a go-kart and experience the popular Nintendo racing game in real life. Sounds freaking awesome. Through augmented reality effects and animatronic characters. Okay, so get this. If their waistline measures 40 inches or more, now I know that sounds like a lot to a lot of people, like 40 inches, like, wow, that's pretty big. But just think about it. Like, if you're really in shape and you're a grown man, your waist is probably like 32, 33, 34. So that's only like 6 or 7 inches more than somebody that's in shape. Now just think about all the people that you interact on a daily basis with. Are they in really good shape? I'm going to go with probably not, right? And 40 inches? I mean, that's maybe like 40% of the population right there is not going to be able to get on. Little kids will be fine, but I mean, that's a lot. So that limitation is going to potentially leave many guests very disappointed after enduring what will probably be very long lines at the new attraction. So just imagine you're waiting in line for like an hour, 2 hours. I mean, let's face it, this is going to be like the main attraction. So you're going to be waiting in line a good hour. You're going to invest probably 90 minutes on average to get on this ride. You wait in line, it's hot out. You get all the way to the entrance and some kid who's running the ride taps you on the shoulder and says, "Excuse me, sir, you're not going to be able to ride in the ride." You're going to be like, "Well, what did I do? Like, I didn't cut or anything. I'm not 6'5". And they look at you and they kind of look down and they look back up at you and go, "You just can't ride the ride." And they're going to be so uncomfortable. They're not going to be able to say it to you. So it's like, what are they going to do? Like, what is Universal going to do to tell people before they, waste like an hour and a half of their time waiting in line? Are there going to be like tape measures? at the entrance. So you stand there and you put like the tape around your waist. You're like, okay, I'm good. And then somebody like gets it to like 3/4 of the way, and they're like, oh, can't go on, epic fail. You know, it's just, it's, it's just funny how unintentional problems like this can create some like a huge ripple effect. You know what I mean? It's funny. In recent years, theme parks around the country have become more stringent about safety and the restraints used on ride vehicles. And it's not just for high-speed attractions like roller coasters that can take riders through inverted loops and steep curves. As indoor rides have become more complex and now provide riders with a highly immersive experience, the technology they employ also has become more complex and more dangerous. Trackless vehicles now deftly weave through attractions like Galaxy's Edge, Rise of the Resistance, with more speed and agility than the ride vehicles used on classic attractions like Pirates of the Caribbean. That's true. You can be well over 40 inches around the waist, and you can ride on one of those like raft things at Pirates of the Caribbean. I will say this, though. It's funny. Disney closed down a ride, Splash Mountain, where you could definitely be well over 40 inches in the waist. They closed that down because for said reasons. But then they're opening up higher tech rides where people aren't even going to be able to ride it. It's just silly. As a result, while Pirates doesn't restrain riders, Mario Kart Bowser's Challenge will, as there is a serious risk of injury should a rider exit a vehicle before the ride is finished. Interesting. I wonder what the ride's going to be like then. On top of that, there's now even more emphasis on safety securing smaller children, I could see that, in the same seats used by adult riders, which contributes to more limitations for larger guests. I mean, I can understand that. I think it's good, you know. You don't want to bring your kid to a ride and the ride is made for adults with a 55, 60-inch waist, and then you put this like 6-year-old kid in, 7-year-old kid, and then like the harness only goes like here, and then they fall out. You know, you wouldn't want something like that to happen. It says here, Jeff Polk, the senior vice president of resort operations at Universal Orlando Resort, says that many of its park attractions offer test seats located outside the rides as a result, allowing guests to test restraints and capacity ahead of time to avoid finding themselves turned away after waiting hours in line. I have to say, through experience, I've only seen one guy told he can't ride a ride. It was years ago. It was at like a park on the East Coast, a small park. This poor guy gets, he waits in line. It's a hot summer day, gets all the way to the ride, and some 19-year-old kid tells him you can't ride the ride. And this wasn't before he gets in it. He actually got in the ride and the bar. It's one of those like track old like wood roller coasters. The bar just wouldn't even go like halfway towards him, so he had to get up out of the ride, which I felt really bad for him. That's got to be really, really tough to experience. But it is interesting because when you build a ride for several different countries, it may not fit that country. So like this, it may not fit the people that live in that geographic location. So this ride is going flawlessly, amazingly in Japan. Here, there's already hiccups, and it hasn't even opened yet. It's crazy, right? But I'm very excited for this. Very, very excited for this ride. I can't wait to see. It looks like there's going to be like animatronic man-eating plants, and it looks like they spent a lot of time, a lot of care, a lot of just man hours building this thing, designing it. And it looks like it was designed by engineers that grew up loving the game as much as I do and as much as you do. But let me know, do you think that this ride is going to be just like amazing? It's going to blow everything else out of the water? Or do you think that this isn't the only hiccup it's going to have. It's probably going to have a lot more problems coming up. Comment below, let me know. And as always, if you want to get future rants, reviews, or original content, click subscribe. Later.